Matt, we're not likely to have another briefing, but until the 2nd of January, probably. I mean, that's my understanding. And my question to you, will we have a ceasefire between now and then?
Saeed, I am not able to predict the future. I will say that we have made clear that we welcome humanitarian pauses.
Right.
If Hamas would begin releasing hostages again, I'm sure we could obtain a humanitarian pause, perhaps even an extended humanitarian pause that would not just see the release of hostages, but would see, I would expect again, more aid to the ability for more aid to get into Gaza and aid to move more freely around Gaza, and would deliver tremendous benefits to the civilians in Gaza. But you have to see Hamas be willing to release hostages, as they were doing and then stop doing last month.
All right. Well, Hamas announced that they would only accept a total ceasefire. So your expectation that this killing could go on for another 15 days until, or even beyond. Right.
So I have not seen Hamas's announcement. I don't regularly follow their announcements. I follow their actions. But if that is what they said, then it again confirms what we have said, which is they were at one time willing to release hostages, have reneged on the agreement that they made initially. But we do hope that they will, I was about to say an act in good faith, which I would never, it's hard to believe, never think of Hamas as acting in good faith, but we'd like to see them return to an arrangement where they would release hostages, which could enable a humanitarian pause.
So let me ask you about the other front, which is the West Bank. There has been 300 Palestinians killed since October 7. The occupation army just runs amok anywhere it wants. It goes into homes, throws people out, uses the facilities and so on. They tie them up and so on. So how long will this go on? Will you ever confront Israel on what it's doing in the West Bank?
So let me say a few things about the West Bank. Number one, Israel does have a right to protect itself, to conduct operations against terrorism, including terrorist activities in the West Bank. They have the right to conduct operations to provide security. But just as we have made clear in Gaza, it's true for the West Bank that they must also take possible measures to avoid any harm to civilians. I will also say that we have made very clear to Israel that we think they need to do more to police and prevent extremist settler violence in the West Bank, and we have taken our own actions to hold extremist settlers accountable when they commit violent actions, and we will continue to do that. We will continue to speak both loudly from here about it and directly to Israel about it.
But you are fully aware that Israel, under the pretext of protecting security, they can go into any home, as we have seen them do, like maybe 10 times in the last 24 hours and so on, in Hebron, in Jenin, anywhere they want to. So they can continue to do this under the pretext of security against unarmed civilians. I mean, we're not talking about Hamas presence.
So that is your claim. I will say that I cannot comment on an individual operation where I don't have the details. But of course, they have the right to conduct legitimate security and anti-terrorism operations in the West Bank to maintain calm and maintain stability there.
So you think that it is legitimate for them to go into any home, as we have seen in Hebron, a couple of days ago? I mean, I can send you the articles. It's not my
Saeed, you're asking me to make a blanket statement about specific operations, which I'm not willing to do. I'm willing to say that, as I said previously, that of course they have the right to conduct legitimate anti-terrorism operations when they see a terrorist threat, whether it be in the West Bank, whether it be in Gaza. They have the right to take action to try to mitigate or neutralize that threat. But it is important that they do so in keeping with international humanitarian law.
Okay, my last question on the Palestinian Authority. Now, you said from this podium that you want to see the PA revamped or, re-energized, whatever that means. What does that mean, really? How would you like to see this revamping being effectuated?
We would like to see the Palestinian Authority take additional steps to crack down on corruption. We would like to see them take additional steps to engage with civil society. We have had direct discussions with them about that. Secretary Blinken made these points directly to President Abbas when we were last in Ramallah, and we will continue to engage in those conversations with them.